can't tell, Bubba. Focus on me. Oh, that was on the bottom. It's fine.
The next group of plants that I actually have a large selection of, I don't have nearly as many as a lot of plant collectors do, which I'm very jealous of. Everyone has their favorite type of plant. I think that this was my first, species of plant that I was pretty obsessed with. Everybody was talking about them, and they're hard to kill. They're also really gorgeous, and there's a lot of variegated versions of them, which I don't have a ton of variegated items. I want more, but I know that some of them are way more difficult and or they grow a lot slower, and I'm trying to make a jungle in my living room. So am I patient enough to wait for a variegated plant to truly grow? The answer is no. And I do have that is variegated. Once again, let me reference. I wrote it in for reference as a Peperomia variegated, spelled incorrectly, with light edges. Here he is. This is him. He's so cute. And what it actually is a Peperomia OBTUSIFOLIA VARIEGATA. Nailed it. This is another plant that I actually got from IKEA. The pot is from IKEA. It is not terracotta. It is not breathable, and it's okay because this guy, as I found out the hard way, really loves water. So when I first got it, it was not growing at all. It was giving me 0 new leaves, and it was probably about maybe this tall. Since then, I've had this plant for 6 months. I don't remember exactly how long, but I've had it for some time, and I realized that it doesn't quite communicate when it needs water as much as some of my other plants do. And so I do the sticking my hand in the soil kind of test, except that I only let it get dry up to the first knuckle. So if I stick my finger in here up to this first knuckle right here, I only let it get dry up to there, because if it gets any drier than that, it completely stunts its growth. It has a bunch of new little babies coming in, so you can see they pop out of the top of the stem, and they're absolutely adorable because immediately they look like the baby version of the adult leaves, which I think is the cutest. And it is so rewarding to watch this plant grow because I had to be so patient with it. And as I just said, I am 2% patient. It's not a real thing. I'm not patient. As they get older, so their stems start to get reddish tone, and I think that's because it gets a lot of sunlight. I haven't fully from my 5 pages in my book that I own, I have not fully educated myself on this. It's very, very much been a guess and check education system. I love you. See him? He's so cute. It's one of my favorite plants that I own. This plant is an 8, and as far as I know, it is gorgeous, and I think it'll just keep getting taller and taller, and I'm gonna do my best, but it's already twice the size it was, and it hasn't gone through a summer with me yet, so we'll see how it does for the summer. Peperomias are so strange because they're from Peperomia to Peperomia. They don't look like the same plant at all. From that to this is also Peperomia, and isn't it the most darling? Again, is kind of a slow grower. It's only now starting to give me these new adorable cutesy little leaves, and it's really low maintenance. It's in a cracked Terracotta pot. Hi. This one is, just so you know, I didn't even look up what this one is called. I recommend him. I would say he's like probably a 6 for me, because although he's super, super cute, he's really slow growing, and he's very cost effective, but I don't think he's cute enough that I would want more of it, and I haven't learned much about it yet. So my care for this one is that if something happened to it, I would be pretty devastated, but it would not end my plant career, and I would recover. Another one, whom I love. Oh my gosh. I just bent this. Look at him. He's bent. He did get hit with the spider mite situation, so he does have some chops in some of his leaves. It's really cool because his new leaves push out from the center, which I think is really fun. They're super crinkly with this texture, and although it looks like it would be really high maintenance and give you a really hard time, it's extremely low maintenance. It needs, once again, more water than I expected that it would need. My other peperomias have been like super accepting of light changes or being moved, but this guy, I moved him. Like, I'm scared that I even moved him for this video to show you, because I feel like he's gonna fight me and get sick and die and my whole world's gonna collapse. But I love this guy. I would give him a 7. This is I wrote it as the other peperomia, center explosion of textured leaves. I'm such a scientist. So this is a Peperomia caperata. Try not to break the leaves off the plants when you push them all together, cause you're a creepy plant lady. This peperomia, I have to show you, once again, looks completely different than all the others. And this guy is my favorite peperomia because it's taken forever to give me leaves, and now I feel really bonded to him because he's started giving me these little baby leaves, and I've waited so long for it. He made me earn these new baby leaves. He got like munches and he's okay, but it's very depressing. This is called a Peperomia OBTUSIFOLIA. When I first got him, had like this long stick thing sticking out of it, and I don't know if that's how it like spreads itself. I don't know. I don't know what it was, and I didn't do the research, and I'm really sorry, but it got crispy and it fell off, and it's probably still on the shelf over there, and I'm sorry that I don't know what it is. It lost its stick thing that it came with. Overall, peperomias were my absolute favorite plants because they were easier to take care of. They loved me back. They rewarded me with leaves after a while. They taught me a little bit of patience, and they're just super pretty, and I just really appreciate them. My next plant that I have to grab from behind me, and I will grab them as I talk about them. Some I really can't, like this guy's not going to move. He's very heavy. But I will grab one of the survivors from the original plant killing incident that I am proud to say is okay. This plant has seen some shit. I called it the Pothos Queen Whatever, I think. Wonderful. It's actually a golden pothos, also called Devil's Ivy. And the scientific name is EPIPREMNUM AUREUM. Maybe that information doesn't line up, but that's what the internet told me. So this beautiful angel, I'm so sorry for what I've done to you. This is one of the original plants that was hanging in the window. That was really drafty when we first got plants again for the house. And it pretty much completely died back. Like all the leaves turned brown and got like really droopy and sad. So what happened was I came home one day, and it's always lived in that little nook right there underneath the TVs, actually, on those crates. I came home one day and the whole thing was on the ground, completely scattered in pieces, like broken stems level of destroyed. I actually took a few pieces and propagated them because I was devastated because this plant is an 8 for me, and if an 8 plant dies, I also feel like I'm dying. He has the lighter pieces, also a little bit of munches from the spider mite incident, which we pretend done. I almost just dropped it again. Imagine. And then it crushes all the other plants too. I'm out of control. If it was closer to the window, it would get more of this beautiful like marbling effect. I don't know if it's coming through, but they're green. They're like neon green spots. They're not necessarily white like the queen marble one or whatever, but please correct me if I'm wrong on any of this. Like, clearly I'm admitting I have no freaking clue what's going on, but it is alive, so I'm doing good, okay? Back home, cause I don't learn my lesson, and it'll probably fall again, and I'll cry about it then too. Okay. My upstairs neighbors think I'm an insane person. With the cuttings that I took, I put them just in like little glass beakers, and now it's like this. So there's 3 different plants in here. These 2 are separate, and then this was the original cutting from when it fell. This bunch right here, this little 3-leaf one, finally just gave me this new leaf. This is a brand new leaf, and it has a little bit of the variegation to it, so I'm very happy. This vine right here, this super, super long vine, ended, I think at this one, I don't know, but about this long is what broke off, and so this is what has grown within just a couple of months. It's gonna go crazy. It's going for it, and it's going for it hard. It is so rewarding to come home and there's like 2 new leaves popping out, and propagation is basically you cut right under like the joining of 2 leaves, and when you do that and you stick it in water and you keep it fairly humid and keep refreshing the water, it will actually get roots. Like, roots will pop out of the bottom of it, and you can replant it in its own little planter. I put all 3 in one because I want it to be like eventually a little more of a full plant. Even though it's 3 separate plants, it will kind of grow to become 1 plant. I mean, okay, you know what I mean. This beautiful angel is in its original pot, like little planter pot from the actual Lowe's that I bought it in. Most of these are actually from local nurseries, but this is a silver something pothos is what I labeled it, but the scientific name is SCINDAPSUS PICTUS. Now we know. Wait, my glasses are so dirty. Forgive me. Where he is silver, he actually is metallic. You might not be able to see it. It's absolutely freaking gorgeous. I love you. Puts out a bunch of new baby leaves all the time. These are all new leaves. And it's getting a little leggy because it's kind of far away from the actual, which is not a big deal. Still absolutely gorgeous. That's 1 leaf at the end of that. I'll probably cut the stuff that's just like too spread out and try and start a new plant just like I did with the other one. When you have so many plants, you don't even remember what you have anymore. Making the list was embarrassing because I was like, oh no, and then there's this one. Oh no, and then there's this one. And I was like, before I did it, I was like, I don't have enough plants to do like a little tour.